Yeah, I get it 365, 12 months, 24/7. Gotta get it, I need it steady. No one give it all I give. They don't love us, they just love it how we live. How we live. How we live. How we live. They don't love us, they just love it how we live. 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 Say they don't love us, they just love it how we live. 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 They don't love us, they just love it how we live.
You was never around, had to hold it down. We the youngest, we was thuggin', you was never found. What's that feeling? I'm the realest. All them nights I had to struggle trying to find some dinner. They don't really love me, they not really for me. When I die, is you gon' show up to the ceremony? I just bought a Bentley, just to bet you Christian Louboutin to make a switch religion. I'm not stupid, baby, but the mansion is. Me and Benji are related like we're relatives. Brought the millions in. Go and get it, I'm the shit and don't need no laxative.
I get it 365, 12 months, 24/7. Gotta get it, I need it steady. No one give it all I give. They don't love us, they just love it how we live. How we live. How we live. How we live. They don't love us, they just love it how we live. 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 Say they don't love us, they just love it how we live.
So on the floor for UCLA, Howard in at the 3. Fresh is out there with Hi, everyone. We've got a great night of college basketball hoops in store for you tonight. It's a big matchup and some big-time energy in this building, and we're glad to have you with us. Kevin Harlan here, along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. We've got the UConn Huskies facing the UCLA Bruins.
And guys, there's just nothing quite like a packed house for a college hoop game. You hear the student section rocking and the band playing. This is pure basketball.
Greg, there's a unique energy and vibrancy with college basketball that is unique. I mean, when you get two high-profile teams meeting up with future stars making a name for themselves, I think it just adds to the excitement.
On the floor for UConn, they've got Martin, and it's Joseph in at the small forward position. On defense, the Bruins. Martin trying to free himself up. Keefe's shot is good.
And guys, so many great players from UCLA in the NBA over the years. Kareem, a former Bruin. Bill Walton, also coming out of Westwood.
Goes up on the wing, and it's off the back rim, no good.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Now here's Joseph, and he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
Boy, that's a sound physical play. I mean, can't be afraid to put a shoulder into somebody every once in a while. It's a contact sport, folks.
From past the arc, Day no good. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there. Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot. And you see a lot of players who are very talented play with a me-first approach. That is not the case with Freak. He doesn't try and attract any unnecessary attention and just focuses on playing his game.
Yeah, I like that about him, Greg. I mean, in a day and age where most guys are self-centered and it's all about me, it's refreshing for a player like Freak who doesn't invite that kind of noise. I mean, that's as impressive as a skill set.
And the Bruins going here with a whole new... Here's Free. On the floor for UConn. They've got Martin, and it's Joseph in at the 3 spot. Well, you could pick any team in the NBA and name a Husky that played for them at some point. UConn has had a big impact on the NBA.
I mean, UConn has had a lot of NBA talent pass through their school. I mean, it speaks volumes about how well they are able to develop talent and win championships. You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
It's good. And the Husky lead is cut down now to just 10 on the basket from James.
And, you know, you look at the Huskies, a big part of why they get so many future NBA guys is they recruit very well on the East Coast and around the country for that matter. They are a premier destination school in the Northeast, and that part of the country loves its hoops.
Martin goes in, and that one no good to start him off on the night. Lets it go with the 3, and he sinks it from deep. 3-pointer good from James.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
And guys, just thinking about all the great NBA players from UConn. Ray Allen now retired, but he's the biggest name. How about Rudy Gay, Andre Drummond, Kemba Walker, Shabazz Napier? I mean, you could go on and on with the Huskies. No doubt one of the most highly touted players on the floor is Freak. His abilities out on the wing are just phenomenal, and he is one of the few players that can dominate from that position.
And Greg, it takes a special talent to be able to control the game from the perimeter, but Freak is that kind of player. I mean, he can hurt you in so many different ways when he's left one-on-one with the defender, and he's comfortable pulling up or attacking the basket.
To the inside. And here's the fast break. Poked loose. Shoots a three. Free can't get it to go. The Huskies on offense. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. And Posey kicks to Day. Martin the screen. Day dishes to Splitter. And he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Now the pass to James. And Splitter pulls it down. Splitter's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Three-pointer. And Day gets it to go. Day's got 5 points so far.
And that's a great piece of work to get to the hoop there. Just tore the D to shreds.
That'll do it for the first half. The Huskies on top. They're up by 7. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the second half of college hoops underway. Hello and welcome back. This is college basketball on 2K Sports. And if you're just tuning in, this is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg as we get set for the second half.
And guys, without a doubt, it's been a rough go so far here for Freak and his team. They just can't find anything to capitalize on consistently thus far.
And Greg, I'm anticipating plenty of adjustments from the coach, but I tell you what, when it comes down to what happens in the second half, it's about the players executing. A few quick baskets right out of the gate, and it's anybody's game.
James, he's in at 3. Free out there with Fresh, and it's Roberts in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for the Huskies, we've got Keefe, and it's Martin in at power forward.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
The Huskies leading by 5.
And one thing about UConn that has been true all throughout their rise as a power, they have always played solid defense. It's something the program really hammers home. They have yet to hit a shot, a real slow start here in the second half.
Shot from the wing, and he hits the jump shot. 14 points for Freak. James has gone 6 of 12 in the game from the floor. And the dunk by Joseph.
Boy, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger, Clark, right now.
Yeah, it's with them.
And guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up.
Here is Day. Free defending. There's the dish to Martin. And it's Martin again missing. UCLA trails by 5. The drive by James. Oh, and here comes Joseph all alone.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that's a beautiful jam.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
They better not. I mean, they've got to pad their lead anytime an opportunity presents itself, and that was a golden one.
Day kicks to Joseph. And the rejection by James. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here is Day. He's got 5. To the paint. Here's Joseph. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
And the Huskies going with a whole new group out there. Keefe is checked in for UConn. 1:12 left to play in the second half. James in at the 3. Fresh is out there with free, and it's Roberts in at the 5 down low. James has a 2-pointer, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
But that would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it. Are you kidding me?
This may be their most important possession.
No doubt about it. As long as they don't make any major mistakes, this one's in the bag.
UConn with the ball. They trail by 3. Reed with it. He's picked up by James. Reed the pass to Jennings. And that's an intentional foul. This could be a turning point.
Critical possession right here.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. Passes to Fresh. And he commits the intentional foul. Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
Wow, I tell you what, those free throws will give them some much-needed breathing room. 2-possession game now. No time to spare. They need a bucket.
Without question. Then maybe a steal or a foul to get the clock stopped as well.
We've got 22 seconds left in the second half of basketball. Splitter inside. Count it! What a beautiful shot to bring them to within 3. A big bucket there to quiet this crowd, Clark.
You know, that's exactly what you got to do. Take them out of the equation. Make those fans be quiet.
And they need something to cheer about again, and soon.
And no good on the 1-and-1.
It looks like he was a little tight on the line that time. Could have and should have closed it out.
And so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Let's do it. It's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
And he makes the first of the 1-and-1. And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
And that's the knockout blow right there, guys. Those free throws should put this one away.
So it's UCLA picking up the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but Clark, in the end, everyone's satisfied.
Yeah, you know, it looked like for a moment there the outcome was in doubt, but give them a lot of credit for hanging tough, persevering, and finishing strong.
For Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew thanking you for tuning in.